we're excited, but we gotta remember to use those inside voices, please, okay? A lot of these animals get really skittish with loud noises. Down here to the left, we do have a couple saddle-billed storks hanging out in the water. The saddle-billed stork is named for the yellow patch on its bill that is shaped like a saddle. Those birds can be up to 5 feet tall, and they've got a wingspan of around 9 feet, which for reference is about as wide as the canopy above your head. And if you look up here to the left, we've got a black rhino. Black rhinos are one of the smaller species of rhinos, weighing only about 3,000 pounds. Those rhinos are solitary, so usually you won't see 2 black rhinos hanging out together, unless it is a mother and her baby.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's not scary. Now you know. Yeah, all the other stuff together in one barn and they became okay. No, I'm sure you do. Yeah, I'm chilling. Yeah, I'm hungry.
I'm like, ew, get out! No, he's getting out. No, he's getting out.
Really, Sophia?
No, they don't work like
It's
that.
great.
An hour. My water break. It doesn't happen that fast.
We have now exited that little Missouri forest, and we are entering the South River area. This is where we might see some animals that like to spend their time in and around the water, so do keep an eye out.
Oh, Kelsey, don't look. Oh, Kelsey, don't look.
Over here to the right, we've got some pink-back pelicans. The pink-back pelican is named for the pink spot that appears on its back during its nesting season. Those birds are colonial nesters. They'll nest anywhere from 20 to 500 pairs. They are one of just 8 species of pelicans in the world, and they're one of the only pelicans that will nest in trees. Most other pelicans won't.
They're sunbathing. That's cute.
And if you look down here to the left, we've got some Nile hippos walking underwater. Nile hippos spend most of their time in the water. Please remain fully seated at all times, friends. Fully seated, please. Please do not lift those little ones up. Guys, you gotta stay fully seated, please. Okay, guys, can we please remain fully seated and not lift little ones up? They need to be fully seated on a lap or on the bench. Nile hippos spend most of their time in the water to keep cool. They can stay underwater for about 8 minutes at a time without coming up for air. And if you look over here to the left, we've got some Nile crocodiles. Nile crocodiles are the largest African species of crocodile and the second largest species of crocodile in the world. Those crocs are about as long as a giraffe itself. Please remain fully seated at all times, friends. And they have some of the strongest jaws in the wild. Those jaws are powerful enough to break bones. They will use those jaws for some gentler things as well. Mother crocs will very gently hold their babies next to their mouth itself with a hatch. And if a big croc finds itself in danger, it'll climb into its mom's mouth, and its mom will carry it to safety. And with that being said, we have now exited the Sapi River area, and we are entering the savannah. This is where we're going to spend most of our safari adventure today. On the right, we've got a baobab tree. That tree is nicknamed the upside down tree because those branches look an awful lot like roots, especially since they are leafless about 9 months out of the year.
Wow.
That big thick trunk is actually hollow and can contain thousands of gallons of water inside. Alright, so we are in the hottest part of the day, so we're going to want to look for those animals in the shadier areas. Their best way to beat the heat is to just stay out of that direct sunlight, so you're going to want to look for any animals hiding in bushes or sitting underneath trees.
Okay, sitting underneath the tree. Yeah, I know that. I'm out way up.
painted dogs. African painted dogs are named for their coats look like they've been painted with all those pretty colors. Those dogs are some of the most successful carnivores in the savannah. They will hunt as a team and they chase their prey until it literally drops from exhaustion. They have up to a 90% success rate, which is the highest of any animal. They are usually found in packs of 5 to 15 dogs. And if you look over here to the left with those thin curved horns, we've got the sable antelope. The sable uses those horns to defend itself against predators, and it is the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. It is one of the few antelope species that, when faced with a fight or flight situation, it would prefer to stand its ground and fight to protect itself instead of fleeing. Now these tall dirt structures that we're starting to pass are termite mounds. Termite mounds are made out of termite dung, saliva, and dirt, and they can be as hard as concrete. They are so hard and they grow so tall, in fact, that elephants a lot of times will actually use them as scratching posts. Personally, I don't know if dung would have been my #1 choice for a building material, but I guess it might have been my #2. Over here to the left, we do have some Hartman Mountain zebras. The Hartman Mountain zebra is identified by the wider stripe pattern on its hind legs and its white underbelly. If you've ever wondered if a zebra is white with black stripes or black with white stripes, I can tell you that they are black with white stripes. And you can tell because of their black nose and their black hooves. A group of zebras is called a dazzle because those stripes help to dazzle their predators, making it harder for the predators to select which one victim. Which helps all of those zebras get away safely. So we have a small dazzle of zebras out here. And if you look over here to the right with these big, thick horns, we have the Ankole cattle. Those horns on the Ankole set are 6 to 8 feet long from tip to tip. And while they look like they would be incredibly heavy, they're actually pretty light. They are hollow with a sort of honeycomb structure running through the inside, which allows the Ankole to pump blood through its horns, which helps it cool off on hot days. And over here to the left, this tiny little antelope that looks kind of like a s'more is a springbok. Springbok get their names and their ability to jump 6 feet in the air repeatedly when they're alarmed, kind of like a bouncing spring. They can also leap forward about 13 feet at a time, so they do have very powerful little legs. Their name is two Afrikaans words put together, spring meaning jump and bok meaning antelope. So they are quite literally named the jumping antelope.
Do you want to take a picture, honey?
Hey guys, inside voices, okay? Especially these giraffes, they're very skittish, so we don't want to yell outside of the truck. You're gonna scare them. Yep, over here to the right, we have a Maasai giraffe. Maasai giraffes are identified by their rougher edge spot pattern. Those spots fit together a lot like puzzle pieces, and they are not symmetrical. They are born at about 6 feet tall, so an infant giraffe is already taller than I will ever be. They also sleep just 30 minutes a day, and those aren't even 30 consecutive minutes. They take couple-minute cat naps throughout the day for a grand total of about 30 minutes of sleep in every 24-hour period. That is 30 minutes on the higher end. They can go with as little as 5 minutes of sleep in a day. A group of giraffes is called a tower for some fairly obvious reasons. And a scared group of giraffes is known as a tower of terror. While those giraffes are known for their long necks, they actually have the same number of vertebrae in their necks that humans do. You and I each have 7 vertebrae in our necks, and giraffes have 7 in theirs. Theirs are just a lot bigger and more spaced out.
Yeah, Mandrill.
Over to the right, all the way in the back, we can see that African elephant. He is kind of in a difficult spot right now. We might be able to see him from over here, we might not be. African elephants are identified by the shape of their ears. Those ears are shaped roughly like the continent of Africa. Those African savanna elephants are the largest species of elephant. Males can weigh up to 14,000 pounds. Females are usually a little bit smaller. They're usually somewhere around 10,000 pounds.
Oh, I gotta clean up the wall. I got it.
elephant tusk marks. That's because elephants will eat small amounts of red clay. Contains nutrients elephants need that they can't get from their normal diet. So they'll consume just a little bit of that red clay, kind of like taking a vitamin to make sure they're getting all of those necessary nutrients. When most people think about elephants, they think about that long trunk on their face. And a fun fact about that trunk is an elephant in just its trunk has more muscles than you have in your entire body. The human body has just under 700 muscles in it, and an elephant in its trunk alone has around 40,000 muscles. So all of us in this trunk combined have less muscles than just one elephant has in just its trunk.